I now bring in Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee. Congresswoman, always great to have you. I know the president is posting tonight's speech will be big. He's going to tell it like it is. What are you hoping to hear, and what does he need to prove?
My hope is that President Donald Trump is going to do exactly what he said. He's going to tell it like it is. And that is that he has had a very busy first 6 weeks. He is accomplishing what he promised to do, and the American people like that. Promises made, promises kept. And he will lay this out. I think he's also going to pivot to the American dream and how we make certain that we restore the American dream for kids, for future generations, how we make it possible for people to dream those big dreams and make them come true, whether it's today, tomorrow, or in future generations. And you'll also hear him talk about our standing in the world and making certain our allies know they can trust us, that our enemies fear us, and keeping those promises of securing the border, getting inflation down, and getting our country back on a path to economic prosperity.
Senator, I know that Elon Musk is also expected at tonight's address, just days after he called Social Security a Ponzi scheme on Joe Rogan's podcast. How do you see the optics of Musk being in that chamber tonight, and do you like that he'll be there?
I do appreciate that he is going to be there, and I'm very appreciative of what the Doge operation is doing and accomplishing. We had the opportunity last week to scoot down to the White House and meet with him and look at some of the findings that Doge is bringing forward. And Markie, it's going to be up to us to codify this, to actually make those cuts into that spending baseline so that we reduce what the federal government spends, thereby we reduce what they're taking from the U.S. taxpayer and move us toward a balanced budget and then to getting this debt under control.
And speaking of Doge, I know, well, first, some of your Democratic colleagues are just skipping the speech altogether, but some of them are bringing in those laid-off government workers to sit in the chamber. Your thoughts on what that'll make the atmosphere feel like, and do you expect any sort of kind of uproar in the chamber tonight?
What we know is this is a special time for our country, and it is when the whole world watches. And not everyone is going to agree with everything that President Trump says. My hope is that they will exercise some decorum, that they will remember where they are, that they will remember there is an appropriate and an inappropriate way to express their differences. And we should also all remember that we can agreeably disagree. President Trump is where the American people are. They want to see him get the border secure. They want to see him reduce the size of the federal government, to get inflation down, to restore our standing in the world, to fight crime in the streets. That's what he said he would do. That is what he is doing. It's what the American people want to see. And I will say, since we're at the start of March Madness, I am so pleased that he is going to talk about protecting women in women's sports and not having biological males compete with women in sports.
Well, we will be listening from start to finish tonight. Senator Marsha Blackburn, I got to leave it there, but as always, thank you, ma'am, for your time.
Delighted to join you. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.